AITA for regifting my boyfriend's Christmas present, $1,300 laptop, to my sister? 23F. Love my boyfriend, 24M, and have been dating him for about 2 years. He has always been really supportive, and our relationship is great. So when it came time for Christmas, I wanted to get him something really special. He has been complaining about his laptop for a while and has expressed the desire to upgrade to a newer model. I decided I would surprise him with a brand new laptop for Christmas. I wanted to get him the best laptop I could. So for the weeks leading up to Christmas, when he'd complain about his laptop, I'd take these opportunities to casually ask him which laptop he liked, what he wanted in a new laptop, and so on. The main problem he had with his laptop was the speed. So, I thought it would be fitting to get him the same model that he had. MacBook Pro, just the latest version. Now, I'm not a tech person. I don't know the first thing about RAM, SSD, etc. I just assumed a $1,300 laptop would be more than enough for his needs. So I bought the laptop, without doing any more research into it. Christmas Day came and I gave my boyfriend the laptop. He was so excited, until he saw the specs. When he saw that the laptop had 8 GB of RAM, he was really disappointed because he couldn't get his work done on such a slow machine. He was adamant that he needed something with more RAM. This turned into a full-blown argument. I tried to explain to him that I had done my best and spent a lot of money on the laptop, so he should appreciate it. But he wasn't having it. He said he would rather return the laptop and get the one he wanted. At this point, I was really hurt and upset. I had gone out of my way to get him a really nice present, and I felt like he didn't appreciate it at all. Yes, I could return it and get him the one he wanted, but I had already spent a lot of money. The fact that he wasn't even willing to give it a chance made me really frustrated. So long story short, I decided to regift the laptop to my sister, 19F. She's a college student, and I know she could really use a laptop like this. I know it may sound selfish, but I didn't think it was fair that he didn't appreciate my gift. And I wanted to make sure the laptop went to someone that would actually appreciate it. My boyfriend is, to put it bluntly, pissed. He does not understand why I wouldn't just return it and get him the one he wanted, and cannot believe I would do something so selfish when I know how much he needs a new laptop. I feel kinda bad, but at the same time, this wasn't cheap for me, and a little appreciation would have been nice. AITA? YTA. It sounds like your boyfriend was appreciative, but understandably disappointed when he realized the laptop wouldn't meet his needs. Instead of accepting that he actually knows which specs his work requires, you decided to argue with him that he was wrong about what he needs. You, who admittedly doesn't know the first thing about RAM, SSD, etc., and who bought the laptop without doing any more research into it. You could have easily saved the day by returning the laptop and letting him use the return value toward a laptop that meets his needs. But it sounds like you just let your ego get in the way. Soft YTA. You seem to be placing more importance on your own need to feel validated in your gift giving, rather than wanting to make sure your gift will actually be useful and appreciated. I can understand why you would feel hurt and disappointed that your gift didn't have the intended effect, especially after putting a lot of money into it. But the gift was intended to fill a specific need in your BF's life, and it doesn't meet that need. He shouldn't have to try to make do with inadequate equipment just because you spent a lot of money on it without doing further research, since you knew you didn't have a lot of knowledge about what specifically he would need. A better idea may have been a gift card or money to put towards a laptop that he could pick out himself based on what he knows he needs and will use it for. Giving the laptop to your sister isn't the answer here. YTA, I'm going to put it in different terms for you because people are spouting off specs and tech talk that you clearly don't understand, so I can see why you may be frustrated. Say you bought your boyfriend a new sweater. It was beautiful and expensive and your boyfriend was so grateful, but there was one problem. You bought the sweater in a size small and your boyfriend is in XL. There is no way he can fit into it. No way that he can make it work for him. But you keep insisting that he just try to squeeze into it while he knows he won't be able to get even a sleeve on. He loves the sweater and the thought that you put into it, so he suggests that he can just exchange it for a bigger size that will fit him. Reasonable, right? But no. You fly into a rage because you don't believe that he knows his own size. You think he's ungrateful for wanting something that will fit, so you take away his gift and throw it at someone else. Do you see how childish that sounds? YTA, who spends 1.3K on a laptop without even doing the research that it'll actually perform for its purpose. The effort was half-assed, and when he got upset you just gave his gift away. You should have returned it with your BF and he could have paid the difference to upgrade. My job got me a 8GB RAM MacBook and they also had to upgrade BC. It didn't work for my needs. For some tasks 8GB is useless. YTA. Nothing you described sounds like he was unappreciative. There's no reason for him to try out a laptop that he knows doesn't meet his needs. It would have been perfectly reasonable for him to go exchange the one you got and pay the difference to upgrade. You acted like a baby. YTA. You didn't re-gift. You took his gift back and gave it to your sister. That was a generous gift, but it didn't meet his needs. You should have went with him to exchange it and let him pay for the upgrade. I think that would have been fair and everyone would have been happy. Time for an apology. YTA. Your boyfriend sounds like he was appreciative of your gift. But he needed a machine that can do what he needs it to. That's the risk of getting a laptop or something similar. Cars, etc. Without the involvement of the person you're buying it for. The correct action would have been returning the laptop and allowing him to put the money towards a machine that fits his needs. Not to mention, once you gift something, it doesn't belong to you anymore. It was his laptop and you took it to gift to your sister. YTA. This isn't regifting. That's when someone gives a gift to you that you give to someone else. This sounds like you stole a laptop from your BF and gave it to your sister. YTA. Minimum specs for a computer to do a job are a thing. And 8 MB is not so much anymore. If you're not a tech person, the thing to do is to either talk with your partner about this highly technical gift beforehand and figure out what he needs. You done goofed. YTA. He appreciated it. I also know nothing about computer specs, so I understand that you thought more expensive equals better. But you should have asked for help. YTA. He appreciated your gift. It just wouldn't work for his needs. You could have returned it and put $1,300 towards one he picked out that would work. YTF would he want to keep a laptop he couldn't use? Question. I'm not sure why returning the laptop was such an issue. Did he expect you to pay the difference between the one you bought and the one he needed? YTA. Sometimes we put a lot of thought into a present that just doesn't work for the receiver. They can still appreciate the gift. Thought. An effort while kindly acknowledging that they cannot use it. I have a very niche hobby. I love when people try to buy me things for my hobby. But it's almost never something I can use. Unless you're in the hobby, there's no way you can have the knowledge needed to buy me something useful. So I appreciate the thought. And I return the gift so that I can get something I'll actually use. I consider that the gift then. And I think of the person when I use it. When I give a gift, I want the receiver to get use out of it. If they can't or won't for any reason, then I want them to return it and get something they will use. That's what should have happened here. Because of your insecurity and need for validation, you missed an opportunity to go with your BF to the store to pick out the laptop that he could use. As so many people have explained, there's no need for him to try your gift out when the technical specs don't work for his needs. Taking the gift back and giving it to someone else was so wrong. Don't be surprised if this ruins your relationship. AITA. Do not buy people expensive gifts without consulting them. As in directly. No surprises. First also, do not buy things that people tend to be particular about. Most people want to pick out their phone, laptop, musical instrument, backpack, things that they're going to be using every day, and they want to pick out in detail according to their needs. Be careful with gifts like that. He didn't sound unappreciative from your description. It just sounded like it didn't fit his needs. Your boyfriend could have been way more diplomatic about why the gift wasn't quite right. But you also should have been prepared when buying a gift like that you might get it wrong. I've bought my husband a few big-ticket electronic items. Camera, fitness tracker, smartphone, and I always let him know right away if it's not the right model. He's free to exchange. Your boyfriend could have done the same and paid the difference himself. If not for your reaction. Info. How did this turn into an argument and what did he say? I think it really depends on how he said the laptop wasn't good enough. You didn't deliberately screw up, but you also can't really take his tech needs personally. AITA. I know your heart was in the right place, but under no circumstances should you drop that amount of cash without doing research and making sure it's the gift he wants. AITA. He didn't even sound unappreciated. I don't understand why you couldn't just return it and get a new one. Suggestion. You chip in the original $1,300 you spent on the laptop. And he can chip in for whatever amount is left, considering it may be more expensive since it has a bigger upgrade. My sister just got my dad a shirt that doesn't fit for Christmas. He was appreciative but kindly told her, "This doesn't fit me." So what did she do? She returned it and got the correct size. If you knew your boyfriend needed a laptop so badly, which yes can be pretty hard to understand on what specifics he needs, you could have asked in subtle ways or taken more time to listen to what he really wanted. Should have just returned it. Instead you made it a bigger problem than it had to be. It's not like he said the gift sucked. He needs it with the better upgrades to work. You would have been really disappointed if he just kept it and didn't end up using it because he can't get his work done properly on it. I feel like you don't really understand what RAM is. You need certain RAM sizes for certain tasks. He doesn't need to try it out. AITA. Firstly, because after you gave it to your BF it became his laptop. And whether he appreciated it enough or not, it was no longer yours to give to someone else. Secondly, for buying an expensive gift without knowing what you were looking for and then expecting him to just use a useless gift, I guess? Spending a lot of money on something he can't use is your mistake. It makes no sense to expect him to use something that doesn't have the capability he requires. And it's even stranger to take it away and give it to someone else instead of letting him exchange it. That's a fine compromise that would allow the money you spent to go toward a machine he can use.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.